All right, your boy, playmaker, Mr. Michael Irvin. I guess he posed for this magazine out. You know, I guess it's supposed to be gay, male magazine, and I'm looking at this picture, kind of looking, he looking kind of suspect. But anyhow, the reasons why he's saying for this shenanigans, the reason why he did this is because his brother died in 2006, and his brother was homosexual who died of cancer, and I guess this is his way of coming out to support his brother and also show support for the GAY, GBLT, whatever you call it. That knows all those letters. He came out to support them, and I don't understand what is the point of view of him. A straight male being on a gay magazine cover. But anyhow, I'm reading the article for his defenses for why he doing what he doing, and he says some odd things like one of the things he said that was kind of weird was, he don't think that anybody should tell anybody, who they should love or how long they should love or if they should spend the rest of their life with somebody. And I'm thinking like, if a person was loving or in love with someone in a romantic way that, it's kind of off, I think I would tell them, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. For example, some people like their pets a little bit too much, and it's called bestiality. And I would tell them, that's not something you should be doing. Or some people love their own relatives in a way they shouldn't be loving them. That's called incest. And I think you should be able to tell them, nah, you can't be with them. No, there's laws and rules in place to stop people from doing that because it's not natural. It's kind of nasty. But he said that was one of the things that was said that was odd. And another thing he said that was kind of odd was he doesn't want to know any black folks who will don't believe in marriage equality. That's just another word for them calling it. But they try to desensitize us and call it equality and gay rights and love and all this other stuff. But all it is sodomy. Just trying to dumb it down and cover it up and put bows and prettify it and everything, and it's still sodomy. That's what it is. But anyways, your man Michael Irvin said that he don't want to know any African American that doesn't support this nonsense. It's almost as if he's saying that, as black folks, we as a whole, not that we think independently of each other on our own and have our own views and looks, but we as a people should just co-sign every minority, every other group, everything that's going on. We should just be for it because we black and what we went through, which is complete nonsense. So he's another one of those brothers that's trying to equate, the civil rights movement to this homosexual agenda, which is phallus in so many ways. And it's kind of sad when you see black folks co-signing that logic. But I was here reading the comments of on the Root, which is the website that I got the blog from, and you look at the website, the actual Root blog, you'll see more diverse comments. But if you look at Facebook, you tend to get more of the liberal, the left, people who agree with the author and those type of folks. And I'm looking at the comments, and it's basically saying, they're praising him, they're giving him love, like he's like the gay NFL spokesmodel, right now, and they loving him right now. He's like, he's that dude right now for them in their community, which got me thinking because a couple of weeks ago before the gay marriage bill got passed in New York, David Tyree came out and he said that it's going to be anarchy if this bill passed. And I understood what he was saying. I don't think he used the right word because this world is already foul and wicked. This present age we live in is just it's you see it every day on the news. You see how it is. I wouldn't say that it'd be anarchy. I would say it's more icing on the cake. It's just it's gonna get worse. But I understood what he was saying. But I looked at the comments. Pretty much the same people commenting on that issue, and you see that most people are he's a football player. Why is he talking about this? Or he wasn't that good of a player, and he's the next drug addict, and he's got babies out of wedlock. They just threw the man on the bus, brought up all his indiscretions, and said, we don't accept you. We don't take your credibility. We don't want you. Yet your man, playmaker Michael Irvin, who's had a similar, almost not the same, probably worse background, in the media than David Tyree. Michael Irvin has children out of wedlock. Michael Irvin's been, has what, 2 or 3 abuse cases against him, against women, sexual assault cases. None of them getting any criminal charges, but one of them in 2010, which is not that long ago, got brought to a civil suit. He was caught with paraphernalia and all this in his car, and his excuse was he was trying to, save it for a friend and get rid of it, who was trying to quit. But do you see the blatant hypocrisy? One football player who opposes this lifestyle got just ran over and just no respect for her. And another brother who's lived the same exact life, they're praising the man. They love him. He's that dude right now. Not just for the actual gay folks and by lesbian whatever, but by people who support the movement. Women are supporting him doing what he's doing because they support that movement too. I just think that's kind of odd. Like, wouldn't you want somebody more credible to be your spokesperson? From the NFL. I don't know. Think he would have somebody more credible, to defend your movement. And getting back to the picture, I don't know what dude is going for. Like, is he trying to say he wants homosexual men to look at him in a sexual manner? He's got some Clash of the Titans looking shoulder pads on, and I don't know. It's like, what is he trying to do? Broke Black Mountain 2. Be the black football player. Get his acting career off. Because you notice that, like right now, this gay issue is like a hot topic everywhere, pun intended. And you notice all the celebrities and the media and politicians, the gay communities, they got them in their hands. They got that demographic right there. And if you come out and say something to oppose that lifestyle, it could be detrimental to your career. But if you come out and if you're for it, you're gonna get mad kudos. You're gonna get love for that community. And maybe that's what he's doing. The NFL ain't going on right now. Maybe he's trying to, make some moves, to be in, at a time where it might not be on the field, he might not have no job. Who knows what it is? But I'm just saying, like, this dude, like, is you really, like, what's up with black folks selling themselves out for just nonsense? Like, we co-signing abominations. One of the things that he said in the article too is that his dad, raised him in a form of Christianity that would make him love his brother unconditionally. Now, I can understand, loving your brother regardless, but, I don't get that, what his father did to make him. Did he make him love his brother, or did he make him play with him or whatever? Or, he didn't cast him out, and, he still was cool with him, but it's odd that he never talked about his brother ever, and now all of a sudden, he's out there posing on the gay magazine for his dead brother who died of cancer, like, 4 years ago. I don't know. He's on the cover out, and I'm trying to think, like, why is he on the cover out? Like, is he trying to tell us something? One of the things he said to an article was that he struggled with his sexuality, so he would be promiscuous and fornicate with a lot of women because he didn't want people thinking he was gay. So he had to, try to prove his masculinity by being a lot of women. I think that's kind of, I've heard that excuse before, but I don't know why society's trying to make it seem like, fornication is any less wicked than sodomy or, homosexuality. They both are not entering in that narrow gate, if you know what I'm saying. But it's like he chose one sin over another one. Yes, homosexuality and promiscuity are both hazardous to your health equally, like, and your spiritual well-being. That's just a side note, just in case those who don't wanna be called gay, so they go around sleep with a whole bunch of women. That's not smart. Get rid of those demons you got, and whatever you got. Handle that. On other news, I seen how this all boils down to like this agenda being exposed. Like, if you just notice, like, in the media, I'm looking at all these black blogs like The Road and the Black Report and The Loop. All these are black, blogs that's supposed to deal with black issues, and It's like this gay topic is on there like every week now. Like even before the new bill passed in New York, it's like every article, every other article was dealing with, should the black community be more supportive of this? Should the black, like, it's like black people are being the ones holding this homosexual agenda, hostage. Like it's us only that oppose it. Like no Muslims, no other religious groups, no other people oppose it. It's just black people are the only homophobes out there is what they would say. That's what they call you. They label you with this name because you don't agree with some lifestyle. And even though this is beyond, equal rights and all that, this is all an agenda. This is just like, feminism. This homosexual agenda is picking off right where feminism dropped off. Destroying the family, opening up the world to be desensitized to all types of abominations and all types of nonsense. But and the sad thing is, black folks is being used just like in feminism. Our sisters was used, to get that through, and black folks is being used to get this gay agenda through too. I mean, I don't know how other to say it. I mean, just look at everything that's going on in the media and the news and TV shows. One week Queen Latifah says, gay is the new black on her show, and that was like a profound statement. Like that was on the headlines of all the blogs, and she came out on her show without coming out. That's kind of odd. She got to choose to be the character that was, the gay chick that was on the low, and she came out on her show without coming out. Kind of like in Set It Off, she came out in that movie, but she didn't have to come out in real life. I was reading another article, where it was talking about, the response after this, shenanigans with, playmaker Michael Irvin posing on this Out magazine. He was all, saying like, he's getting mad props and mad love, mad respect. He's saying he was getting that. That's what he said. And he was also mentioning that, whoever's doing the interview asking him the questions was all like, what do you feel about, how's everything going? And so yeah, people are gonna come around and they're changing. And he said some other things that was just like, like elucidated his point that this is about changing people's mind. Like they want you to either be quiet if you oppose it, but they really want you to accept it, like agree with it. Like that's what it is about. And they think that the more they desensitize it, the more they dumb it down, the more they use other words to call it, like I said, gay rights or equal marriage, equality, marriage equality, and all those other things. They think that people, and I might say it does fool some of y'all folks into letting your guard down and y'all be on their team cheering with them. I guess in the article it was a situation where they were talking about my man James Harrison, and James Harrison called Roger Goodell something, and we know that he didn't mean that in a sexual manner, like he was coming at his sexuality. We definitely know he was talking about the way he was conducting himself. But yet the media is going to flip it like, Harrison or whoever was doing this interview made it seem like, Harrison's a gay basher. And the guy asked him, is more people in the NFL like you or more people like Harrison? And I'm just like, the man Harrison didn't say nothing. Like the man speaks his mind, which I respect. It costs him a lot of money to do so, but, I respect that. I'm not saying everything he said I agree with, but I just, I respect the fact that he ain't scared to say what he got to say, even if he got to write a check. That's getting rare because you look around the industry, most of us is, going on apology tours, going apologizing for things we said, like your man Tracy Morgan, who I think is suspect myself for doing the movie The Longest Yard. That alone, he lost points for me, but he had to go on, do a whole press conference to apologize for saying a joke, and he's a comedian, which is kind of odd. So, I didn't get that at all. Like, why is you got a comedian apologizing for saying a joke? But yeah, and I think that's part of our fault though, because it's like we kind of cry wolf. Like every time a white person says something like, nappy-headed hoes, we protest and go crazy and want them off the job, want them getting fired, and really all it did is get them a promotion when we did all that. And then, but when it slipped on us, the brother Isaiah Washington said something like that, and he ain't had a job since. He can't get rehired nowhere else. He ain't did nothing since Grey's Anatomy, I guess. And I think you should just let the market decide. Let people decide. Like if a person says something that's rude and controversial, let the market do what it do. Like let people vote with their dollars. Don't go all Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson on everybody. Because you can't change the way people feel. Let them be how they want to be. You just don't support them. Like I can't get mad at a racist for being racist. That's him. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna keep moving. Now if it affects me and my money, that's a different story.